So I debated really hard about whether or not to make this video. This is a video I know a lot of people are not going to like. They're not going to like what I do with the horse. But on the other hand, there are a lot of people that have the problem that this horse does. And I think the people that actually have the problem and need to fix that problem are going to appreciate seeing this video, because there's not much out there as far as how to help an owner with this type of horse. So I'm going to go ahead and make the video. I know I'm going to get a lot of negative comments. If you got a negative comment, well, you got a negative comment. You've probably never had to deal with a horse that's this dangerous. This is the horse that I did the one about biting me, and talked about this being a very dangerous and explosive type horse. And he will be explosive to get what he wants. And people that have this kind of horse, they know how that horse is. And it's not fun to deal with. But anyway, let me get started. This is the horse that I did in the previous videos that bit me on the arm, was trying to bite my foot the whole time I was walking him around. And it's a little bit more of the backstory that I got from the owner. She bred for this horse, owned the mare, and when he was born, his mama was a very, very bad mama. He wasn't a bottle-fed orphan, but he practically was. And in the process of practically being a bottle orphan, he learned to not respect people, which is very common for bottle-fed horses. I've worked quite a few and have similar issues with all of them. What I'd have to do with him, I basically have to treat him like his mama should have treated him. And a lot of owners that have babies that's weeks and months old, they're worried about hurting the baby for legitimate reasons. And now they become older, and you still have to fix those problems, those issues, those behaviors that they were given to you when they were newborn that mama should have fixed and didn't. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to treat him just like his mama would treat him if he was to do a behavior that's not acceptable. As you see, he's walking around decent. He didn't try to bite me when I got on. He didn't try to bite my foot, or he hasn't yet. He might. He hasn't been trying to bite my foot. He's been fairly willing. I don't have the attention that I would like, which I'm going to talk about that in just a minute, how I'm getting the attention. He tries to lock his ears out on something else. The cows are over there eating, so he tries to pay attention to the cows. And he tries to not bring them back on me. See, when I steer with that left rein, the left ear should have come back. Kind of came back for a second there and then went forward. I need more of that, but I'm in the correct direction because he hadn't tried to bite me yet. So what I want to do, I need to almost tease him into doing the bad behavior so I can teach him that it's the incorrect behavior. Walking around here, the work's not very hard. It's pretty easy. So he's become okay with that. He's not trying to tell me no. Well, what I need to do, it's kind of like when you first go on a diet and you're really trying to lose weight, and you're struggling and you're tempted, and well, it's kind of similar with him. It's not that he's losing weight, but he's trying to fight the temptations from being unfit. So in the process of getting him more fit, he's going to become more willing to do what I ask him to do. So this is twofold. I am getting him more fit, but I am also teasing out the bad behaviors so I can show him that those are bad behaviors. It doesn't do the owner any good for me to just say, okay, ride him this way and he'll be good. The bad behaviors need to be fixed. That's a hole in his training that needs to be corrected. If you cover up a hole, that's just an issue, that's a problem. that's somebody going to get hurt later down the road. So what I want to do is we're going to trot around a little bit. I didn't lunge him or anything. See how I'm asking him to trot and he's kind of refusing. He's telling me no. What I want to do now is I'm going to pull his head to the side and I'm going to make, he tried to bite my foot. I'm going to spur on him pretty hard. I'm going to make not doing what I ask him to do harder. Kind of pull on his face a little bit. Now let's ask him to trot and see what happens. And what I did there, I made not trotting unpleasant, so that the act of trotting was the easier response. But it's just basic, make the wrong thing hard, the right thing easy. As he becomes more fit, trotting will be easier and he'll complain less about it. We went through really wet spell for a couple of months, and now we're in a dry spell, and I think he might have a little bit of hay allergies. So he's been doing a good bit of coughing. So I'll be addressing that at some point. A lot of horses with hay allergies I'll put on Zyrtec. He's not on Zyrtec yet, but if we decide that's what it is, that's what we'll do. As you see, we're trotting around pretty good, pretty decent. He tried to bite my foot when I asked him to trot, but now that we're trotting, he's really not telling me no. His ears are actually coming back to me better. Still not as good as I would like. But what we're going to do, we're going to start making this more challenging. He's going to go over the boards. I'm not going to set him up. I'm actually going to set up to make going over the boards hard, because I want to engage his brain so that he figures out, hey, if I just listen to him and pay attention, life can be easy. Same basic, right thing easy, wrong thing hard. I'm going to show him, hey, this can be tough, but if you do it my way, it can be okay. Life doesn't have to be hard. But at this point, I have to show him that life can be hard, so that it encourages him to want to be good, to want to listen, to want to do the right thing. It doesn't do any good to make the right thing easy if they don't have any desire to do the right thing. When I approach these boards, this is just some stuff I threw out on the ground. Really doesn't mean anything. It's just something to go over. I'm not going to set him up correctly to go over the boards. I'm not going to set him up correctly to go around the cones. In fact, I am going to intentionally make it hard. Intentionally. Right there, we were going over the board and I was steering his face. You're typically not going to do that. You're typically going to want to let the horse look at the board. I'm not even going to let him look at the board. You figure it out. You figure out how to do this, and life can be okay. You can have a good life. This is what's going to save this horse from going down to a sale or going to a kill pen. Maybe not this horse in particular. I think this owner would make him a yard ornament, a pasture ornament, but if he was to hurt somebody because this was not fixed, it's not a good future for him. Even though I'm being pretty hard on him, I'm breaking a lot of rules for green horses here. You typically are not going to push one this hard. You're typically not going to pull on one this much. You're typically not going to spur on one this much. I'm breaking a lot of those rules. There we go. That was where I was steering, so he really couldn't see the board to make him want to pay attention and be good. So I'm breaking a lot of those rules that you normally do with green horses for his own good in the future. Now, one of the things, just because he didn't want to go, and you saw him bite my foot when I asked him to go, we've got some steering because I worked the steering when I was scolding him when he told me no, but we don't have a whole lot of stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it back to try. I'm going to give him a reason to want to stop. I'm going to do that by turning him into this wall and asking him to go. That's a hard maneuver. Turn into the wall again. Let's go. Go over here and turn into the wall again. Spur him, let's go. I'm being hard on him on purpose. Now let's see what happens if I ask him to stop. We're going to ask by the wall. Whoa. Good boy. I knew he wasn't going to want to stop. That's been him. So I wasn't going to ask him and give him the chance to pull on my hands. I went on to scolding. This is what life's going to be like if you don't want to stop. So I showed him by making those turns on the walls. Came over here and reminded him, hey, life can be hard if you don't want to stop. Asked him to stop, and he said, yes, sir, we'll stop. I'll do what you ask. So this horse, because of what I'm doing with him, he's going to end up being an okay horse. But a couple of more rides, I'll be trail riding him, getting him out of here. I need to make sure that he wants to listen to me, that he wants to do what I ask, that he knows that I will make life hard on him if he doesn't do what I ask. When we get out in the woods trail riding, if I ask him to steer and he don't steer, we're going to head off into the briars or the gallberry bushes so that he understands, hey, if I just behave and do what he asks, we'll stay on a trail and this can be nice. But if I don't, where I put my feet's going to be hard. Let's see what we get for a stop here. Nice. So this is Buddy. I'll put a link up here to some of the other videos I've done with him. He has been a challenge. But he's coming along and making nice improvement. I believe I've called him Sonny a couple of times, but his name is Buddy. And until next time, thank you for watching.